Hello and a very warm welcome back to your Tuesday Fanzone. It is Tuesday Takeover Day and we've already had our contestants go head to head, haven't we? Well, it was a seamless start of the show, wasn't it?
It was seamless, but we've got someone who's not happy here, Kelly. Amanda,
we're upset.
She's not happy. She said, how did Mpumi not get the Ramsey flick correct? I'm not even an Arsenal fan, but I will never ever forget it. Mpumi, how did you get that wrong?
I don't think Mpume's watching now. I think he's sitting with his head in his hands because, of course, he did lose the quiz in part one of today's show because Kit was the winner. Kit, the Manchester United fan, joining us in India, has set the topic for this part of the programme. So, Kit, can you tell our viewers around the world what you would like to talk about?
My topic is, should United go for title at the expense of all the other competitions? Just focus on one thing.
Okay, I know why you picked this because you told us you're a huge Manchester United fan ever since the summer of 1999. I can't think why you decided to be a fan then, but why do you want to talk about this and what are you expecting people to say?
I just think that it's the tradition of the club. Sir Alex Ferguson took on Liverpool and said that he will knock them off dash first. And we as a United, as a group, we should follow that tradition. And now, when there has been no title for last 7 years and Liverpool has won a title just a season ago, now, and we are at the top of the table just behind goal difference, as Leroy said. So I think this is the best chance for United to just go for the title, just start the ball rolling, just get into winning mentality and go for it by buying anything or doing anything. I don't care, just go for it. Just don't care about anything else and just see what happens.
Okay, I just wondered whether you decided to maybe just go for the Premier League since, you've been knocked out of the Cup by Man City last week and that you drew Liverpool the FA Cup. I just wondered if that was the reason why. I just wanted to put that out there, Kit. Do you think that might have something to do with it?
No, absolutely not. I decided this question 15 days ago, so this happened and that makes my question more prominent. Okay. Why go for silly cup competitions when you have Premier League to, win?
Okay.
Well, I knew you'd start that early.
Just for
Roll them up early as possible. That's Leroy's mantra in part two of Tuesday Takeover every single week. Well, I tell you what, let's bring another Manchester United fan into the conversation to back it up, shall we? This is Demiso. Demiso was actually in the big screen while you were answering that question there from Leroy, Kit. And Demiso, you had a big smile on your face. Do you think that Leroy's maybe got a point, or are you team Kit on this one?
No, I was just busy making I think I tend to agree with my friend over here. I think we should go for the title. I mean, it does hurt losing so many semi-finals, but I think you can see even when a team wins the Champions League, it doesn't satisfy. It's the Premier League that everyone wants, and it's been way too long for us. So I think we should go for it.
To me, a lot of people say you start off trying to go for things you've got more chance of winning. And I just feel that Liverpool and Man City are better than Man United in the Premier League, and I think it's the biggest opportunity for Man United to win something. Maybe you should concentrate on the Cup so Ollie can get that first trophy, don't you think?
I think you have a point there where, from Ole's perspective, I think it would be better for him to, just win a piece of silverware just to get that monkey off his shoulder. But that's not the way it works for Ole. It seems he always loses the semis. I think in the Premier League, I think there's only 3 teams that are really going for it. I think it's Man United, Man City, and Liverpool. And just to see the crazy season that there's been, Liverpool's lost 7-2, so you never know what can happen. So I think we should just gun for that title.
Okay, so Kit and Demiso, you're both in agreement that you should be going for the Premier League. I don't really ever stick up for Leroy, as regular viewers on this programme will know. But the one thing that does confuse me a little bit about this, Kit, is that you said at the beginning, we're Manchester United, we need to win the Premier League because Liverpool have won it. But I thought Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually said this in an interview that I did with him last season, where he says we're all about winning trophies, not one trophy, lots of trophies. So I don't think that Manchester United have ever really prioritised. Surely you should go for every competition you're in.
Yeah, you should, but if he's not able to win semi-finals and now you are in a position when you can, challenge for the title, and Liverpool has just won a Premier League trophy, so I don't think there's much choice for Ole, and I think that Ed Woodward and all the other people involved at United should understand this, that there's no semi-finals in Premier League, there's only finals. And if he said that a couple of months ago that we should treat every game as final, and we have been winning most of Premier League games, if we are considering them as finals. So why go for semi-finals? Just go for final and just win the trophy of Premier League.
You know what? It's the thing is, though, guys. I just feel it might be taken out of your hands without you even trying anyway, because you've got Liverpool in the cup, and I think they might knock you out anyway, and then you just have Europa League. But look, Demiso, what do you think the score's going to be this week?
Are you talking about the Burnley and Man United game?
Yeah, the Burnley game, and then what's the next game? What is that game after that one?
Let's go to the more exciting one. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 Manchester United win against Liverpool. I think we've got that fight, that determination that we've seen all this season. I don't think we're going to slip up in that game.
Okay.
But of course, leaving it on a nice lighter note with you, Demiso, if you do win tonight against Burnley, you will go to the top of the Premier League.
Top, yeah.
And it will actually be top.
They'll be first.
Not joint top.
Going from second to first would be amazing.
Demiso, thank you so much for being on the programme with us and being such a good sport. Sorry, did you want to say one final thing?
I said I'm enjoying being joint top with Liverpool as
And that is the perfect place to leave it, because we're definitely not having that debate on this programme. Demiso, thank you so much for being with us. Kit, this whole joint top thing, we can have a laugh. It is joint top, it's not joint top. How are you feeling about tonight's game, though? Are you confident that after the game you will be outright top?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter because we are behind on goal difference, so it's not a problem. And maybe United would feel more pressure if they're at first spot before this game. So I think it works for us, and I'm excited for Burnley's game tonight. And I have this record, whenever United played on my birthday, we have never won a Premier League match. They're always having crazy ones, but never lost a Premier League match. So I am very hopeful for tonight. I think United could win 2-0 and then march onto Anfield. And yeah, it will be a tough game, but we have to show that spirit. We have to show that courage. Otherwise, why would you think of challenging for a title or any trophy for that matter?
Okay, Kit, we've got some socials coming in thick and fast. Corbina said, with Thiago Alcantara back in action, we will destroy Manchester United and put them in their place. Aditha says, I think even if we have a half shot at the title come February end, we should put all our concentration on the league and ignore the Europa League. Shiloh says, that's a pretty interesting question from Kit. Oh, well done, Kit. He said, obviously, United fans will be pretty much excited about the situation where the team is right now. So I would say United should go all for the Premier League title. It will be very difficult for them to win the European competition and the FA Cup at the same time, considering their consistency issues. And finally, Daniel from Australia, is a Liverpool fan, said, Man United will go on another 26-year run without a league title as karma for mucking Liverpool for 30 years. Okay.
I love the way you ended that. Okay. Anyway, on that note, let's bring in a fan of a different club, shall we? But let's not roll things up by bringing a Liverpool fan in just yet. Let's bring in Glenn, the Arsenal fan from Kenya. Glenn, I think the last time we spoke to you, you weren't feeling so great about Arsenal. Yeah. And you're feeling a little bit, it's nice to see you smiling once again there. But of course, we're not talking about Arsenal. We'll ask you a question on that very shortly.
I just wondered, should Arsenal concentrate on the Premier League and forget about the Cups, Glenn? What do you think?
We don't know anything about winning the league, unfortunately.
Leroy, I was trying to start on a nice positive note.
I just wondered. What do you think about Man United? Should they concentrate on the Premier League? Sorry, Cats.
For me, if I was a United fan, God forbid, by the way, if I was a United fan, I would probably want to try for the league. If I was their manager, I'd probably want to try for the league. Mostly because this season, the likes of Liverpool and City are not on the best of forms. And any team can win the title. And a trophy like that for Solskjaer, he hasn't won any trophy at United. I'll stress that again, Kit. He hasn't won any trophy at United. If he wins this, that would be very, very massive for him. They're not in a situation like a team like Tottenham, who have not won any kind of trophy for many years. So a team like Tottenham would want an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, but United have won those competitions recently. So if they win the league, it would be very, very huge. Plus, even if you end up not winning it, you've qualified for the top four, so it's just positive.
Kit, before I ask Glenn another question, I just wondered if you wanted to go back and say anything to Glenn there. There's a few little digs in there about Manchester United.
Yeah, I agree with Glenn for a bit, but I just think that you are right in your way, because see, it does not matter if you win any trophy or any number of trophies. I have been saying that for the last couple of years, when anyone asks me that how far United are from winning the league. But I just feel that if you got to this point and United have that character, that that state for them that they can win titles, they know how to win titles. These players don't, but the club knows, and they have done massive job in recent history. So I think every dust will set up and United will go only for league, not worrying about trophies, because that's what the club is, and that's what they should do.
Okay, got loads more socials there, guys. Sean says, I believe Man United should go for the Premier League title because I've got faith in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He won the Premier League trophy as a player, and I'm praying that he'll win the Premier League as a manager. Kelly and Leroy, Kelly, you're amazing. Why not me? Anyway, and Satwick says, no, I don't think United should sacrifice the other competitions, as they would sooner or later suffer a dip in form in the league. The Europa League is relatively easier this season, and they should make it their priority. I just wonder, and I'm going to put this to both of you. First to you, Glenn. You know, the outstanding player for Man United is Bruno Fernandes. Do you think that the way they kind of prioritise for the league is just by leaving him out of the cup games and resting him? Because he's been amazing for 11, 12 months. He needs a break, the guy.
He has been amazing. He's one player that I've loved to sign. Like, literally everything goes through him. Like, every single, like this season, I think he already has like double-figure goals and assists, already something crazy like that. So for him to perform like that, being new in England and literally changing United's direction, like he literally changed their direction within like a month. He's like scoring goals, assisting goals. He brought that leadership that like every team needs, and he's new, so he's an incredible player. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Glenn, before we leave you, I did say we'd talk about Arsenal, because I feel like we can't get Glenn on when Arsenal are on a good run of form and not talk to him about Arsenal, because we only seem to get him on when Arsenal are on a bad run of form, and he always looks so sad. And because he is smiling today, I'm just looking at the league table here. You're up to 11th now, 4 straight wins in all competitions, only 6 points off the top 4, off Spurs as well, and only 10 points behind Manchester United. Are you feeling a bit more optimistic now?
Yeah, like if United are taking that joint top status, you can also take joint top, because we're 11th, we're top of the second table, so I take that. 2-3 wins in a row, a couple more, and all of a sudden you're 7th, maybe 10 more, and you're top 4. So I'm very, very confident. I'm liking the way the young players are playing right now. They'll definitely play again on Thursday, the likes of Saka and Smith Rowe. So I'm feeling a bit confident here, better than 2-3 weeks ago, definitely.
I like that. So it's 3 wins on the row, and then we'll be up there. But the other teams above have got to lose all their games. So
my point is, this whole conversation, the fact that the league is so congested, maybe that is why this season Manchester United could win the league, why all of a sudden Arsenal can be on that terrible run, and anything can happen because it is so congested. So stop being so negative to all of our callers. Glenn, thank you so much for calling in today. It's nice to see you smiling in the flick. I did try and stop you smiling. Let's hear from a few more of you now. Here are your fan videos.
They just have to go and attack everything. They have to put out a strong side that's going to play Burnley tonight. They have to go and put out a strong side that's going to play Liverpool on Saturday. And maybe 1 or 2 changes for the FA Cup fixture, but they still have to go for everything. So, no, I think they should prioritize everything.
Premier League, it has to be our first priority, because we've never been this close to the top of the table in almost 7 years or so. And let's say in the FA Cup or the other competitions which are coming up, we should do pretty well, and we should have a good enough, let's say, lineup on that day, because I feel we do have a chance of winning every competition that we are in.
The Premier League title is something we crave so much, but I don't think it should be in the expense of other competitions. Recently we got out of the EFL Carabao exit. We lost to Man City, very, very heartbreaking exit. And now we have FA and the Europa League, and we really need to get something out of it. There's really been scarcity of silverware at the club, and we really need to get whatever we can get our hands on.
Kit, your thoughts on some of those videos? I thought that last one was particularly interesting, because there's almost a desperation amongst Manchester United fans to just get their hands on any trophy. What worries me a little bit, though, hearing some of those, is if they do prioritise the Premier League, and if what Leroy says comes true, you could end up at the end of the season trophyless.
Yeah, I think that's the risk that they have to take, but I don't mind that risk, because you have to take risk if you want to win anything at the top most league of the world and the toughest league of the world. But yes, I just agree. I mean, I think that United have so much depth in their squad, they can still put good enough teams in other competitions. But as a mindset, as like dropping or resting few important players and do other things that are necessary just to have a single target in mind rather than focusing on so many other things. Other competition can be focused on giving so many other player chances, but for the league they should just think that they would put everything on it and they would put best players on it and they would try to win it this time around.
Okay, I've got loads of reactions to this. Emmanuel says, United winning the league, their fans shouldn't get carried away at the league table. This one, Suzuki says, United won't win the league title even if they prioritise it over other competitions. And Tanashi says, United should focus on the league. Liverpool catching up on us regarding the number of Premier League titles won. Currently, Man United have won 20 and Liverpool at 19. Do you think, is that important, Kit, that, they're only one behind you?
That's my point. The whole tradition of Manchester United in Premier League is Sir Alex Ferguson knocking Liverpool off their perch. And if we don't follow that tradition, then what's the point of him doing that great thing? And Liverpool winning, I thought that Liverpool winning the title will bring that fire into United, but they had then again that horrible start to the season. But somehow they have found that character, they found that courage, and they have able to pull dramatic wins in the Premier League. So I think that there is something there in the players, in the club that is exciting them, that is putting fire in their belly, that they have to do well in the league because Liverpool are just behind them.
That certainly is an interesting point. I can tell this rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United is continuing throughout the show, but we're going to actually bring in another Arsenal fan now. This is Mohammed.